Hi, I'm Tarun Uba from CSE 3rd year, and today I'm going to give a presentation on my topic Security and Protection in Windows XP. So let's head straight forward to the slides. In this slide, we are going to talk mainly about the security and protection features in XP. Protection in OS ensures that each object is accessed correctly and only by those that are allowed to do so, while security prevents us from external threats. We will be talking about users and groups, Kerberos, NTFS, security template, internet connection firewall, encrypting file system, and lastly, auditing. The first and foremost that we are going to talk about is users and groups. When Windows XP Professional is installed, a predefined set of user groups are made, each with different level of permission installed in our system. By being a member of a user group, a user has the permission as defined for the group. A user can be a member of multiple groups, getting the permission of each user group. That means if I'm from two groups, then I get the permission from first as well as from the second. All users are automatically member of the user group everyone, which is not listed. As you can see in this dialog box under the groups, everyone is not listed, but it is there as every user that you are creating is a member of that group. Moving on, the Security Accounts Manager is a database that stores local user accounts and groups. The local security authority gives the computer security context. This security context defines the identity and capability of a user. The access token contained within the security context, it is embedded inside that context, defines the resources that can be accessed and the actions that can be performed by that principal. That is the user or the computer that we are talking about. On the adjacent, we can see the administrative properties of it. Second is our Kerberos. Kerberos was created by MIT as a solution to network security problems like overhearing, man in the middle. Man in the middle is when we are communicating to a server, an attacker might be in between, and hence all the communication that we think that we are going through the server are when actually through the attacker. We communicate to the attacker communicates further. It's like stealing the data in between the communication. And the other way is that the attacker might make us think that he itself is the server that we want to talk to. The Kerberos protocol uses strong cryptography and it helps the client to create a secure connection over an insecure network. They can also encrypt all of their communications to assure privacy and data integrity. How Kerberos works? Step 1. User log on and request services on host. Thus user requests for TGT or ticket granting services, which gives a TGT. Authentication service verifies user's access right using database and then gives TGT as we've talked, ticket granting ticket, and session key, which are encrypted using password of user. Decryption of message is done using the password. This password is unique or it is known only to the client. It means, for example, if it is only known to the client, then it is a very low probability that anyone can guess it, and hence it decreases the probability of attacking. Ticket granting service in step 4 decrypts the ticket sent by the user and authenticator verifies the request. It then creates a ticket for requesting services from the server. Step 5. User send the ticket and authenticator to the server, as you can see in the given diagram, and then server allows the access. Moving on, we have NTFS. OS, when being installed in case of XP, asks whether we want to choose between FAT or NTFS. FAT is owned and NTFS is way much better, and we must always try to go for the NTFS. NTFS provides some permissions which are implemented using access control list, which is stored as an attribute for the file and the folder. Permissions are set for individual users or groups of users, and in that way control the access of the files and folders. And if its permissions are inherited, that means if a parent folder has the properties, then same are for the children's as well. You can on the right hand side see the various types of permissions for a user, like full control, modify, read and execute, and many more. Let's know about them. Full control allows reading, writing, changing and deleting of files, folders and subfolders. It also allows users to take ownership or change permission. It's like giving an administrative level of permissions. While on modify, you get the first half but not the second half. It does not allow the user with the modify permission to create ownership and change the permissions of other users. Read and execute, you can read the files and the folders that are present in your computer by double clicking on it. While this double clicking is restricted for the users that are given the read permission. In read, you need to go to a specific application and then open the file. List folder contents allows you only to list what is in the folder. It does not even allow you to open it. While the write allows to modify the contents of files and to add files and folders, it restricts from deleting it. Now, one might think that he might allow a user to read, but he also wants to restrict or fine-tune his permissions. This can be done by special access permissions, which as shown in the dialog box. You need to go to the advanced settings. In this, clicking on this advanced setting will give you this dialog box, and then if you go to add, you have the permission entry for GFF. GFF is the folder that we are using, and there you can see all the special access permissions. Fourth is our security template, a predefined stencil of computer settings which can be quickly or automatically applied. Microsoft has predefined some computer security templates designed to lock down settings and make the computers more secure. They are located in the given address, as you can see in the slide, and are kept in .ini files, which you can change as per your requirement. To see all the security policies, you can go to Control Panel, Classic View, Administrative Tools, and Local Security Policy, as you can see here. On the other hand, you can also create security template of your own by writing MMU in Run and clicking on Add and Remove Snap-in. Here, you can see the security template right there, and hence, on clicking on it, you create a new security template that is under the console root, and you can change it. Internet connection firewall provides basic protection, allowing incoming network connections to be blocked. Now, Kerberos was there to remove possibilities of attack between the communication, but what if the server itself is trying to perform some kind of things or some kind of events that are harmful for your computer? So we need firewall. You can check in the firewall properties or security by going to the Manage Security Settings section at the bottom of the window and selecting Windows Firewall. As you can see in the following diagram, in the Windows Firewall, in the general, you switch it on. You can see all it as well in the Windows Security Center. Its uses are providing baseline intrusion prevention, protects against scans for information, denies unsolicited inbound traffic, stateful inspection of traffic, which is really very important, and configurable filtering and logging. Next is our EFS, encrypting file system. The technology enables files to be transparently encrypted to protect confidential data from attackers with physical access to the computer. It is based on public key encryption and takes advantage of the crypto API architecture of XP. The default configuration of EFS requires no effort. You can use the built-in encrypting files immediately to encrypt the things. EFS automatically generates an encryption key pair for a user if one does not exist. And how do you do that? When you are encrypting a folder, encrypts all the subdirectories, subfolders of files in it, and you can encrypt a folder by right clicking on it, going to the properties in the advanced button, clicking on encrypt contents to secure data. You can see that initially The file in our GFF folder, the new text document, was blank. After clicking on apply changes to this folder, subfolder and files, you click on OK, then you can see that it appears green. Now that your files are encrypted, they can also be viewed and edited from your computer that you give your personal security key. The important thing to take away from this is it is very important that you back up your personal security key. Otherwise, if one's lost, it's not recoverable. Auditing. An audit policy determines the security event to report to administrator. It's like something that is happening and you want that you are informed whenever it happens. It's like telling you something. Just like in a class, there's a monitor. Monitor's work is to inform the teacher what is he going to do, what the class is up to. It's like telling that if some attacker is coming, then the computer is going to tell the teacher, that is the user, about what's going to happen, what's going on in the computer. However, before you implement an audit policy, you must decide which event categories need to be audited in your environment. The audit settings you choose within the event categories define your audit policy. In this, we can see the different kinds of audit policies. We can go to start, run and enter gpadded.msc in the open, which opens the group policy object editor, and following this address you can reach to the audit policies, and there are many. Some are recommended and some are not. We are not going to discuss all of the policies because there are a lot, so let's just give a hint of what and how audit policy happens. So let's take an example of audit policy change. This policy setting determines whether to audit every incident of a change to user right assignments, Windows File policies, trust policies, changes to the audit policy itself. It is a recommend setting would let you see any account privileges that an attacker attempts to elevate. It's a really important policy and one must look for it, because an attacker might change the firewall setting and can, by physically going to the computer, and then afterwards he can access your computer as a firewall is off. With this, I would like to end our presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and took away a lot of new informations. Thank you.